our new lovely idols. I want to ask you guys some icebreaker questions. So anyone can answer, all of you can answer, okay?
Sure.
So my first question for you is, what was your greatest achievement when you were 5 years old?
Oh my gosh. Whoa. Surviving, I guess.
Playing.
Do you guys have an answer for that? When you were 5?
When you were 5, I think getting kneecaps. Did you know that? Did you know that? Like when you don't have kneecaps until you're 4 years old.
Okay,
It's a real thing.
A
Real thing. Google it. So when I was 5, I was like, I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I survived. I think I peaked at age 5, to be quite honest. Yeah. How about you, Andrew?
I can't top the kneecap.
Yeah.
Oh, I just passed.
Yeah.
All right, my next icebreaker question for you is, if you weren't an artist, what would you be doing right now?
Oh God, I don't know. Do either of you have an answer for
I
that?
do have an answer.
Yeah, what's up?
I want to be a chiropractor. I'm
wow.
obsessed with those TikTok videos of cracking and crack everything. And
Oh my God.
I mean, I might still do it. Genuinely,
It's not too late. Yeah.
It's not too late. That is the dream.
I think for me, when I was younger, I was actually considering being a teacher. And before I did any of this, I did like a lot of like private tutoring with a lot of Korean students actually. So maybe I'd be teaching. I don't know. How about you, Andrew?
I'm pretty similar to you. I was an English teacher in Seoul before I got into music.
Mhm.
And before that, I was a web designer.
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
So I might be doing one of those two things.
And you were telling me you're also do some magic tricks. Would you be a magician right now instead?
Maybe, yeah.
That's it.
I thought about being a professional magician seriously.
I'm still gonna make you do a magic trick at some point. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how.
Be my pleasure.
Yeah.
All right, and then my last icebreaker question for you. What ice cream flavor do you think would best describe your character in K-pop Demon Hunters?
Oh. Do they have a popcorn flavor? They should make a popcorn flavor. I think that would fit mine. They do? Okay, yeah. That'd be mine, yeah.
I would probably go with mint chocolate chip.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the color of the hair just matches, and then the chocolate chips is kind of like the demon side. You know?
Oh. Okay then.
When I look at Gino, I think of a pistachio for some reason.
Oh, okay.
That might be one of them.
That makes sense.
Okay, so now moving into the world of K-pop Demon Hunters and the Saja boys. What was your first reaction when you were cast as the singing voice and singing and acting voices of your characters?
I didn't know that I would be Gino until I showed up to the studio.
Because originally you were the special, right?
I'm sorry.
Would you originally the special?
Yeah, so that's how I got the part. Like they wanted a demo for Soda Pop, and so it was supposed to be like a one-time gig. And I did it. I sent it over. I forgot about it, and then like a few months later, Sony got back to me. They asked me if I wanted to, if I was interested in being one of the voices for Saja Boys. But at that point, they didn't know exactly what would best fit me.
Right.
So only when I showed up to the studio that day to record did I find out that I would be Gino.
That's amazing.
When you did the scratch, did you record everything or just, like, what did you record?
Soda Pop.
Okay.
So yeah, the names, the background vocals as well.
So you did everything?
Yeah.
And then they were like, we want you for Gino.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Nice, nice.
To clarify for the audience really quickly, scratch vocals is when someone that is not the person that's going to ultimately be singing or speaking something records audio ahead of time, so that way everyone kind of knows what it sounds like and maybe the animation has happened, and then the people that are playing those parts officially will come back in and do it again.
Yeah, it's like a temp track.
Basically like a demo.
Yeah.
And it was basically EJ that got you to become the demo.
Yeah, EJ and I, we go way back. When I started my own music publishing company, she was signed as one of my songwriters, so that's how I know her. And when she started working on that project, she recommended me, so I have a lot to thank her for.
Ooh, EJ.
Sure. Yeah, I also wasn't meant to be the voice of Baby, but I started working on the movie probably 4 years ago when the music started developing. One of the producers, Agnes Lee, she approached me about this movie to have my label, the Black label, help with the music and the music direction. She reached out to me personally because she knew I was there and I was a personal friend of hers. And then we started making the demos, and it was my voice on a lot of it. And I think they just got used to my voice. And they always knew that they wanted Baby to have a deeper voice. That was like his whole thing, is the juxtaposition of like, you know, the cute magnet with the being like the more rugged rapper or whatever. And one day I got a phone call from the team, and they asked me if I wanted to be Baby, and I just thought it was an amazing opportunity. You know, I grew up on cartoons. I was raised by cartoons. And to actually become one was a dream.
Yeah, for me, how did I feel? I mean, it was fun. I came in, I actually recorded on the Sony lot to do the voices. And I just remember watching it and going, man, the animation looks so good. And they were like, yeah, we're gonna give you a couple characters. So like Abby was one of them, and they let me choose what voice to do for him. So I gave him a kind of bro kind of voice. And then, I mean, a lot of people don't know this. In the bathhouse, I'm also the old man. You know, the Irish, you know, my little soda pop. Like that's also me. Yeah, so it was just fun. I got to do some fun characters, and I kind of walked out going, yeah, that looks cool. I hope people watch it. Turns out a lot of people watched it, so yeah, it was fun.
Just a little bit. Just tad.
Thank you. Okay, so I do have another question because we know that in the recording space, it can be so varied. Some people record in groups all the time. Some people are very frequently on their own. What was this experience like for all of you?
Separate. We all recorded separately. Well, I recorded the music parts with Ian Eisendrath. It was a studio in New York City. I happened to be in New York during that time. I was living in Bangkok, however. Ian flew out to New York to meet me. We recorded all the music parts in the studio, and it was an interesting experience for me because me being a songwriter and producer, I was usually the one directing and vocal coaching and vocal directing and vocal producing the person that is recording. I haven't been an artist for a long time, so this was the first time in I don't remember how long that someone else was vocal directing my delivery, and Ian's a genius, so I completely took his direction, and it worked out the way it did. However, the Goo Goo Gaga line, my only line, that I had to do on my own in a studio in Bangkok. So I had no one to actually direct me, and I didn't have that much context about the scene. So imagine my confusion.
What is this? Yeah.
So then, but they needed it urgently, and they needed it. So I had to give them like many different cuts. So like, basically, I just recorded 4 minutes straight. I was just goo goo gaga, goo goo gaga, goo goo gaga, goo goo gaga. It was just 4 minutes of that. I have it in my email. And then I sent it over, and then whatever you hear in the movie is one of those. And then I met up with Maggie Kang, the director, just like the other week in Korea, and she tells me, "Man, we just chose the third one."
Number 3.
But now you have all of those.
Just in case.
The song with them.
I second what you said about Ian Eisendrath. He is a genius, and if he wasn't there to vocal direct me, I don't think it would have turned out the same. It was I've been singing for a very long time, and just like you, I've done a lot of vocal directing, and, I sang a lot of demos. But this is different. There's a lot of voice acting involved, and so never have I had to sing like the same word like over and over and over again. And for Ian, it wasn't so much about like getting the pitch right. It was about the feel, and so that was difficult for me to understand in the beginning because he just kept making me sing like free, like many different times, and they all sounded the same to me after about like 30 minutes of singing that. But then like listening back to them during the comping process where we're editing the vocals, like I started understanding, and then Ian would every so often like he would explain to me like, oh, I like this because it makes me feel this way, and so it was a very interesting experience. And I
For
learned
sure,
a lot.
Ian comes from theater.
Yeah.
And like theater music, it has to evoke emotion because the singing is the dialogue. Yeah,
100%.
So he does.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about the movie too, is that it's a musical where so much of the character motivation and stuff is told through song. A lot of people like Matt are like, yeah, it's just cool that so much of storytelling is conveyed. So even though you guys are the same, like the act is the voice acting as well, but it's like you still have to act while singing, which is really cool. For me, yeah, I also recorded alone, and it was just, like I mentioned, it was fun. But what I didn't realize at the time was that Arden was actually watching. I didn't know she was there. She voices Rumi, and she was outside the studio watching. I think she was just gonna be the next person. And then she came into the booth. She was like, "Oh my God, you're amazing!" She was like, "How do you change your voice like that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's kind of my job." But she was really, really nice, and yeah, I think I could tell she was just very excited to be there. And yeah, so when it all sort of blew up, I messaged her. I was like, "Hey, congrats!" It's very surreal to be a part of something this huge. I don't think any of us could have anticipated it be this big.
No way.
Yeah, no way. Yeah.
Sound like jerks if you said yes.
No, yeah. Yeah, number one Netflix most watched thing. I never would have thought that.
The list goes on, and like records are broken every single day.
Yeah.
And there's things to be grateful about.
Yeah.
Someone I do want to ask you specifically a question.
Sure.
Because I know that you've done a lot of character work in the past. How is voicing this character? Was your approach different than any other characters that you may have approached in the past?
How is it different? I mean, to me, I've been doing this for a long time, so nothing too different. It was just fun to come up with, because I voiced, I think, 3 different bits in it. There's Abby Saja, the old man, and then there's like the social media fan who talks about how Zoe lives in Burbank, California, or whatever. That's also me. Yeah, it was just fun to, differentiate the voices, make them sound distinct. Nothing too different from your usual voiceover session. It was just fun. Yeah.
So then I have a question about maybe their personalities. Which